修罗神传承的难度，恐怕还在海神传承之上。
这是一代神奇，
是取回，他的每一枚魂环都超出了目前的。
That Wang Qiu'er will die is something we already know, as there was a video about it on the channel. Of course, it is a tragic event, but she sacrificed herself to save Huo Yuhao. But why must Wang Donghua die, and will she really? How will Tang San react to this? Let's take a closer look. After fleeing the Empire, the Shrek Monsters team will find themselves in the Yinyang Valley of Love Testing. According to Tang San's records, there are 3 great blessed lands on the continent, simultaneously dangerous and full of treasures. The Ice and Fire Yinyang Well is just one of them. This valley was the greatest of the 3 blessed lands. Even Elder Xian, at rank 98, could not resist the power of this place. Huo Yuhao's spiritual power was also of no help. Legend has it that in the divine realm, after the goddess of love was betrayed by her beloved, her grief drove her mad, and she descended into the mortal world. The heavens and earth were turned upside down, and the sun and moon became a lake. Since the goddess of love had been betrayed, she hated all those who betrayed their loved ones. Therefore, when such people entered the valley, it enraged her, and she sought to destroy them. Only those who were faithful to their love could leave this place alive. Huo Yuhao understood the key: speak the truth and be true to your love, and then it would be possible to overcome this trial. Both the Shrek Monsters and the Academy team entered the valley. The valley tested the sincerity of their feelings and created trials for each participant. They experienced almost real events that influenced their lives. In one such trial, Wang Donghua faced Wang Qiu'er. It was the trial of sincerity, the final battle on the icy peak. Huo Yuhao would belong to the victor. A voice from above declared that they both loved Huo Yuhao and looked identical, but only one could be with him. The survivor would have the right to stay with him, while Huo Yuhao would remain unaware of what had happened. In other words, either Wang Donghua or Wang Qiu'er would live. If they refused to fight, both would remain in the valley forever. This was perhaps the most difficult choice of their lives. What did they decide? They did not attack each other, but instead turned to the edge of the peak. Wang Donghua realized that the valley was trying to help. This place was created to test feelings, not destroy them. It punished only those who turned away from love. They took their time to fight, engaging in a heartfelt conversation. Wang Qiu'er revealed why her appearance was an exact copy of Wang Donghua's. She had chosen it herself. Wang Qiu'er admitted she did not want to lose Huo Yuhao. She had saved him at the Ice and Fire Well when he drank from it, plucking a special flower, the grieving scarlet heart, and feeding it to him to save his life. Wang Donghua remained silent, moved by Wang Qiu'er's tears. Both had genuine feelings for Huo Yuhao. Yes, they eventually fought. Wang Qiu'er used the golden dragon spear, and Wang Donghua wielded the clear sky hammer. It was a breathtaking spectacle as 2 powerful girls, equally strong, refused to yield to one another. But there would be no end to this duel. A voice announced that Huo Yuhao was on the brink of death. He could only survive if one of them was willing to sacrifice her life for him. Meanwhile, Huo Yuhao was enduring the harshest trials from Tang San, according to the original story. This may not be shown in the anime. What did the girls decide? Huo Yuhao saw a projection of the icy peak with Wang Donghua and Wang Qiu'er sitting beside each other. Their conversation deeply moved him. Wang Donghua told Wang Qiu'er, "No matter who wins or loses, I believe we will still treat him well and love him. Qiu'er, I have only one request. If I die, don't tell him how I died. Just tell him I disappeared. This way, at least he can find peace in his heart. In the future, you must love him." Huo Yuhao cried out loudly, but he could not influence what was happening. A bloody light flashed as Wang Qiu'er's spear pierced Wang Donghua's arm. However, Wang Donghua remained as calm as ever. Huo Yuhao closed his eyes in agony, unable to watch Wang Donghua's suffering. Wang Donghua was his beloved. But what about Wang Qiu'er? She had given Huo Yuhao his current life. Without her, he would have died at the Ice and Fire Well. Should Huo Yuhao hate Wang Qiu'er for hurting Wang Donghua? He could not. It was unbearable for Huo Yuhao if either of them suffered. But then something incredible happened. Wang Donghua lay peacefully in Wang Qiu'er's arms. Huo Yuhao was stunned, unable to believe the scene before him. Wang Qiu'er was also crying, her tears streaming down her cheeks and dripping onto Wang Donger's body. Finally, Huo Yuhao crawled over. Wang Qiu'er knelt down and handed Wang Donger to him. At that moment, she was not breathing. Yet her eyes were wide open. Even in death, Huo Yuhao could see the reluctance and longing in her gaze. What had happened? Wang Qiu'er did not kill Wang Donger. No, it was Wang Donger's own decision. She had not held back, ending her life. At this moment, her eyes had already dimmed, and blood was flowing from the 7 orifices of her head. Wang Donger smiled but did not close her eyes. Instead, she looked at the sky, at a figure with a golden trident in hand. She also looked at Huo Yuhao. Her final words were, "I wish to love you forever." At that moment, golden light descended from the heavens, quickly enveloping them. The stars realigned, and time distorted. No one expected that Wang Donger would die in the Yinyang Valley of love testing. Huo Yuhao held Wang Donger tightly, feeling as if his heart had left with her. Donger was dead. Donger was truly dead. She had died so that Yuhao could live. Suddenly, Huo Yuhao raised his head and shouted, "Donger is not dead. This is the Yinyang Valley of love testing. You can revive her, right? Please, bring Donger back. I am willing to trade my life and soul for hers." All those who passed the trial received invaluable rewards. When it was Huo Yuhao's turn, Wang Donger and Wang Qiu'er, the voice said. Wang Donger sacrificed herself for love. Her fearless spirit is commendable. I will revive her. However, you must remember today's lesson and stay true to your words, Huo Yuhao. Otherwise, you will face harsher trials in the future. Hearing that the valley was willing to resurrect Donger, Huo Yuhao was immediately filled with energy. His tears stopped. Wang Donger's face regained its color, and she began to breathe. Huo Yuhao finally smiled and embraced Wang Donger. Suddenly, the valley's voice sighed. What had happened? There was a problem with reviving Wang Donger. A problem? What kind of problem? In short, the valley could not fully bring Wang Donger back to life. The valley had gathered her life energy, but it was leaking away as if she had lost her soul. This problem stemmed from her own body and was triggered by what she had gone through. The valley could not resolve it, so it told Huo Yuhao he would need to find another solution to sustain her life. Huo Yuhao, who had just regained hope, was struck as if by lightning by these words. He felt like he was losing his mind. He quickly pulled out a miraculous red herb from the ice and fire well, which had wondrous healing properties and could save anyone's life. But even this did not help. Wang Donger was like a sleeping beauty, lying in a deep slumber. Her soul was disorganized and chaotic, and external forces could not heal her. The voice stated that she would remain in a coma indefinitely. What a trial! What a drama! Tang San also had a hand in all this. What will happen to Wang Donger? Write your thoughts in the comments. To be continued. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and goodbye.